All right, today we are getting into a story that is seriously chilling and seriously deep. We're talking about Albert Camus's play, The Misunderstanding. It's this dark, intense tragedy about a family reunion that goes about as wrong as it can possibly go. And it all boils down to one simple, deadly mistake. Someone just doesn't say who they are. The whole story hangs on this one devastating idea.
This line, right here, from one of the main characters, this is the key that unlocks the whole twisted logic of the play. It's not just an excuse, it's a philosophy, a cold, practical reason for doing the unthinkable, and it just hangs in the air over every single scene that follows.
So let's set the scene. Picture a dreary, rain-soaked town somewhere in Central Europe. There's this quiet little inn, and it's run by two women, a mother who seems just worn out by life, and her daughter, Martha, who is fiercely, desperately determined. And, of course, they have a dark secret and this one all-consuming dream to escape.
I mean, just look at how clinical this is. This isn't some messy crime of passion. No, this is a business model. It's a cold, repeatable process they've got down to a science. The mother even calls it a habit. And it's all designed to fund their one and only dream.
And this is what's driving Martha. It's not really just about the money. She's chasing this fantasy of a life by the sea, a place so drenched in sun that it just burns away all the questions, all the memories, all the grayness of her world. You have to understand, she is absolutely desperate to get there. And right into this grim little operation walks a man named Jan. Now he's rich, he's alone, and he's just come back home after being away for 20 years, excited to finally see his mother and sister again. And this right here is the heart of the tragedy. I mean, 20 years is a long time. His mother's eyesight isn't what it used to be. So they don't see their son, their brother, standing in front of them. All they see is another wealthy, solitary traveler. They see the perfect victim.
This sets up just a perfect, agonizing case of dramatic irony. We know who John is. We know he's there for a happy reunion. And we know the horrific routine that's waiting for him. So we're forced to just sit and watch, holding on to the one piece of information that could save everybody.
And this is where Jan makes his fatal error. Instead of just walking in and saying, "Mom, sis, I'm home," he decides to play a game. He'll pretend to be a stranger, watch them for a bit, and find that perfect movie magic moment to reveal who he is. You know, his wife Maria, she begs him to just take the simple route. Just say, "It's me. Let your heart do the talking." But no, John has this more complicated, more romantic plan. He thinks he needs to earn their love, not realizing that he's basically just auditioning for the role of their next victim.
So as Jan dismisses her worries and sends her away for the night, which is the first time they've been apart in 5 years of marriage, Maria says this, and it's just heartbreaking. She sees his whole scheme not as love, but as abandonment. He's choosing this abstract dream over the real happiness he has right in front of him.
What happens next is just a masterclass in people talking past each other. This is pure Camus. It's this idea that we're all desperately looking for connection and meaning in a universe that, well, couldn't care less. John and Martha aren't just having a misunderstanding, they are speaking from two completely different realities. So Jan starts dropping all these hints. He talks about being lonely, about memories he has of the house, about the feeling of home. He's speaking the language of emotion, of family, hoping to trigger some kind of recognition that goes deeper than his face.
Oh man, this moment is just a gut punch. He's talking about himself, as this hypothetical son. He's fishing for any sign that they remember him, that they miss him, and he has no idea his words are landing in a complete void.
And Martha's response is just brutal. She slices right through all his sentiment with ice-cold logic. A son, a guest, it makes no difference. The only language she understands now is business. This house, she tells him, is a place where the heart isn't catered to. Okay, from this point on, the whole tragedy just feels like an unstoppable machine. It's just one small decision after another, one tiny misunderstanding at a time that locks everyone into their path and pushes Jan closer and closer to his fate. And get this, he almost makes it out. He gets a bad feeling from their coldness and decides he's going to leave after dinner. But then, a simple mix-up with the old servant leads to Martha showing up at his door with the drugged tea. And Jan, still trying to find meaning in everything, sees it as some kind of welcoming gesture and drinks it. His one chance to escape, gone. Right before he drinks, he says a prayer. He asks for the right words or for the strength to just give up on this whole crazy idea. And, in the most horrible way you can imagine, his prayer is answered.
By drinking the tea, he abandons his attempt for good. He never finds the words.
And here's another tragic twist for you. The mother actually has a last-second change of heart. She wants to call the whole thing off, but it's too late. And the worst part? Jan's own poetic descriptions of the sea have only made Martha more determined to get there. The very words he used to try and connect with them become the final reason she's willing to kill him.
So, the sun comes up on a new day. The deed is done. And in the morning light, we get to see the chillingly different ways this final crime has affected the two women.
The difference here is just stark. For Martha, this murder is freedom. She feels reborn, like she could literally cry out for joy. She's on the verge of getting her dream. But for the mother, it's the final act that has completely hollowed her out. There's nothing left inside but exhaustion and despair. So they have the money. They're free. The body is gone. But we all know this story isn't over. The true horror, the moment the terrible misunderstanding is revealed, is still coming. It's waiting for them. Inside the passport they never even bothered to check. And this is the big, haunting question that Camus leaves us with, isn't it? Jan was so sure he just needed to find the perfect words, but in the end, his silence is what killed him. It makes you wonder, in a world that doesn't seem to be listening, is real communication even possible? Or are we all just strangers speaking different languages, living out one giant, tragic misunderstanding?